the Home Office, the Secretary of the Home Office, has come out that in next spring, that is from April, the government is trying to scrape off this health and care visa route. Yeah, so it got to a point where the UK needed more carers, and so they opened. That was when the skilled worker health and care visa came about. But now the government is saying the rate at which people are trooping into the country is getting too much, so they want to curb it. So some of the measures that they have put in place, I have a full video about it on my channel, so you can go there and have a look at it. The new UK immigration rules.
Crazy on it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. If someone is listening to us right now, the person might be confused that she wants to come to Germany, come to UK to be a nurse or a midwife. Yeah. What are the steps? What are the sort of exams he or she needs to write? You have made mention of IELTS and then CBT. I don't know that CBT. I don't know what is it. So please kindly break that short form. Like, let us know the meaning of what you are saying, and then give us the steps. Like, after IELTS and then CBT, what else do you write until you apply for your visa?
Okay, so the IELTS is the English test, as I've already mentioned. You either choose to write the IELTS or you write the OET. And then the next one, I would say that now, in some countries, the NMC accepts what we call the NARIC certificate. So if you've done your degree BSc, you can apply for a NARIC certificate, which will replace the IELTS. So you wouldn't have to write the English test. Okay, don't worry. If you need more information about this whole NARIC and IELTS and stuff, head on to my channel. Just get some of my videos. All my videos. I've got my Telegram channel and page link there. I'll hit you on, and I have plans of doing a video on this NARIC certificate thing, but
yeah,
Charlie,
so just,
I've not really gotten a chance.
You know, I wouldn't disturb your Taurus too much, because if they want details of what you are trying to say, they should hop on your channel. They will relax and have all the recorded everything in details. Yeah, so guys, please kindly go to a channel. Yeah, I'll put the link in the description so that you update yourself more. So let's continue so that you won't just go deep.
Go deep, yeah. So the CBT is computer-based test. All right. So for you to start the whole process, I've done a video, part 1, part 2, part 3, how to migrate to the UK as a midwife. So you have to start by registering, creating an account with NMC UK, Nursing and Midwifery Council of UK. Okay, it's a whole process on itself. How to go about it, I have a video on my channel that will help you out. And then when you get it, the NMC is going to give you a decision letter after they've checked your documents. There are documents you have to send to them: your nursing certificate, your license, your NMC, Nursing and Midwifery Ghana Council certificate. They are going to, look into all of that and make sure that it's authentic. Then after that, they will make a decision whether you are eligible to write their midwifery or nursing associate exam. So when you get that decision letter, that is a go ahead for you to write their exam. Then you can write your computer-based test. So the whole nursing and midwifery test is called test of competence, and it comes in 2 forms. There is a computer-based, which you can do in your home country, as I mentioned already, and then there is the OSCE, which is practical. For that one, you have to come into the UK to do it. So what I did was that I did a CBT, and then I looked for an NHS. NHS is the government, the hospital. Let me say, for example, in Ghana Health Service. So it's equivalent to NHS in the UK. And so what you can do is to apply for jobs as a pre-registered nurse or midwife. Some of these trusts will sponsor you, bring you to the UK as a midwife, as a nurse, a pre-registered nurse or midwife, and then you can write your OSCE while you are working with the trust. When you pass it, then you get your PIN to become a fully registered UK registered midwife or registered nurse, and then you take it from there. So that's basically how I did it. There was no event issue in it.
Okay, so meaning you will do all these things before you even think of applying to the visa for the visa?
Yes, because for you to apply for a visa to come, the visas that we are on is a health and care visa or the skilled worker visa. For you to apply for that visa, you need a certificate of sponsorship, and that certificate of sponsorship is what I was talking about. So whatever trust or NHS trust that is willing to employ you will give you that certificate. And that's the certificate you need. That's the main thing you need to apply for your skilled worker visa. Without that COS, you can't apply for that visa. So you need a job that is sponsoring you. You add that to your visa documents, and you are good to go.
Oh, that's nice. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was like before you got to UK, you already have your job where you are going to work and other practice your
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you arrived in UK 2020, right?
2022. 2 years ago.
You said you started everything 2020 and you stopped, right?
I stopped.
Okay. So you
Then I went back to it by the end of 2020. Went into 2021 because I take my time. If this slogan is one thing that has kept me going. If it must be done, it must be done well. Okay. Whatever I do, I want to do it well. So the IELTS exam, I took my time to learn it well so that I can pass it once and for all. That's how I do my stuff. So that took me time. Somebody can just, keep trying and trying. Just go and do try and error, fail, come back, error. No, I took my time. So the exam took me a very long time to finish the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay. So 2 years ago, you arrived in UK.
Yeah.
Before you tell us your experience in UK, can you please, myself, I'm confused. Maybe I want to come and stay midwifery or nursing in UK. What is the difference between nursing? What's the difference between nursing, care, living? Because I hear UK people, I'm doing care, I'm doing living, I'm doing nursing. I get myself confused. So can you please expatiate or tell us the difference a bit, please?
Okay, so let me start with the nursing. So the nurses are those of us that are working with the NHS. So nurses, midwives, we are working with the NHS. Then the care jobs, you see, in the UK, there are, so let me say the private sector in Ghana. We call them the care homes here.
Ooh.
And mostly, these care homes have the elderly. Unlike back home where the elderly, your old father, your grandfather or your grandmom, the families take care of them. It's not like that in the UK. The UK, everybody is working. So when your mom is old, you need a care home to put her in where somebody can take care of them on your behalf because you are paying bills. So the care homes mostly has these elderly people who, are being taken care of by nurses, care workers, and all that. And then when somebody says he's a living, he's also a carer, but you are living in the patient's home. So what we call house help or private nurse back home in Ghana is a living carer. So he's just there to care for the person. And for this job, most people that do this living or the care jobs, they don't have nursing background.
Ooh.
Okay. So just like in Ghana or back home where you don't need nursing care job to go and take care of somebody at home, an elderly person at home, is the same. But for you to be a senior carer, you need to have nursing background. So there are care jobs where people don't have nursing background, they are trained. When you get into the UK, they will train you. It's not like when you come now, they chuck you into somebody's house to go and do whatever. You will be trained. So there are care certificates. People, go for the care training. They get to know how to, treat pressure areas. The person is old, is bedridden. Somebody may have, mental health issues, how to care for them and all that. So they get these trainings, and then they go into either the care homes, or they live in the patient's home to take care of them. Some stay in their home for the whole week. Sometimes they go home during weekends, or once in a week you go home to be with your family. Then you come back and live in the patient's home. That is why we call it living care.
So,
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You have really explained it better for me, because I'm always confused. Living care. Okay, so now you have, and then I guess most of our viewers might be confused as I am. Yeah. So now that you have gotten the explanation from the experienced person, I guess when you are planning, you make your choice very well. Okay, yeah. So
I would want to ask that for those that do the live-in carers, mostly one of the main requirements that the companies want you to have is a driving license, because you are living in the person's home. If the person has hospital appointment, you are going to drive the person to the hospital. You are going to take the person out. So you need to have driving license. You have to be able to drive. And sorry guys, in the UK, when you come from your home country, you are allowed to drive with your home country license for the first year. So some of these live-in carers or carers, when they come, and they are allowed to drive with their home country license, and then the company will help you to get your UK driver's license. So one of the main requisites for you to be a live-in carer, some of the companies do not, bother, but it is very, very important, because you take the person for his or a hospital appointment, dental appointment. You take the person out to the playground. Sometimes the people are children, so you need to be able to drive around. You go to the supermarket, do groceries for the person and all that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's nice. So meaning, I wanted to ask one question. With the living and in the care, assuming someone is in Ghana who doesn't have any nursing experience but want to come to the UK, is it possible, as you have explained, to come to the UK, get a UK visa as a living or a care worker? These two, can the person get a visa with these two?
Yeah, provided you get a company that's sponsoring you. All you need is your COA, certificate of sponsorship. And I have a video on my channel where I did the Home Office, the Secretary of the Home Office has come out that in next spring, that is from April, the government is trying to scrape off this health and care visa route. Yeah, so it got to a point where the UK needed more carers, and so they opened. That was when the skilled worker health and care visa came about. But now the government is saying the rate at which people are trooping into the country is getting too much, so they want to curb it. So some of the measures that they have put in place, I have a full video about it on my channel, so you can go there and have a look at it. The new UK immigration rules. So very soon, we pray that it doesn't happen this spring, but very soon this health and care visa for carers, people that do not have the nursing background, is going to be scraped off. So yeah, so find out. And yeah, but for now, people can come in as carers provided you have a sponsorship. The company has sponsored you. All you need is your certificate of sponsorship.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, so now you are in UK now. So how is the living in UK? Like, I mean, how do you manage your work, your music career, your YouTube, your baby? Like, how do you manage yourself?
It's tough. Before I came to the UK, I used to follow a lot of, people from Africa who has come to the UK. And this lady, Pauline Popo, when she said she's a single mom as well, she has 2 kids. And then one of her videos, one statement she made, she said, if you come to the UK, you have children and you are single, you will suffer. The way the lady said, you will suffer. I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? Until I came, I was like, oh my God, I get Pauline Popo now. It's not easy because the working schedule in the UK is different from what we are used to in Ghana. In Ghana, if you are working day shifts, you do 6 hours. So you go to work from 8 and close at 2. And then somebody takes over from afternoon. And then for night, we do 12-hour shifts on. But here, for day shifts, you go from morning. I leave home at 6:30 and come back after 8 p.m.
Wow.
So if you are a single mom, how are you going to cope with this? So it's a tough thing to do. But as I said, my slogan is, if it must be done, it must be done well. I'm a multitask person. I'm a resilient lady. I'm able to do a lot of things at the same time and still be okay, as you can see.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's just how to manage your time. But even though we work 12-hour shifts, so you work at most 3 times in a week for 3 weeks, and then the last week you do 4 times in a week. So the whole of the other days are free for you. So you can have 4 offs in a week, and you can use it to do your other stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So as a midwife in the UK or a nurse in the UK, what type of visa do you possess?
I have a skilled worker visa.
Okay. That is indefinite or
No, it's not indefinite. No. Don't jump to indefinite yet. So when you come to the UK on the skilled worker visa, you have to stay on that visa for 5 years. So after that 5 years, you get your indefinite leave to remain. Yeah. And then after 2 years from indefinite leave to remain, before you become a British, you get your British passport. So it's like 7 whole years. Alex, 7 whole years to go. That's the UK for you. Unlike the US, immediately you get into the US as a skilled worker, a nurse, a midwife. Within 2 days, 3 days, 2 weeks, you can get your green card. Yeah.
Hey, UK.
Yeah.
So 2 years experience.
That's the king's land for you. This is the king's land.
So not anymore queen, now king.
No. So I miss it when it was a queen's land.
Yeah. So 2 years stay in the UK. How is work? Is it tedious? Is it because the way you are multitasking? Someone might be asking the same question I'm going to ask that. Oh, since she's multitasking, then midwifery or nursing is not so tedious or arduous or difficult to do. Is it so?
Midwifery everywhere, nursing everywhere globally is not an easy job. I say midwifery is a demanding job. Okay, there are days where you stand on your feet for 12 hours. In the UK, it's not sitting and whiling away time and stuff. You go to work 12 hours, you have a maximum of 1 hour break, and most of these 11 hours that you have to work, you're on your feet. And I used to say that there are things that I didn't know my legs could do until I came to the UK. I didn't know I could stand on my feet for 12 hours until I came to the UK. It's not easy. It's tough, but you can do it. People are doing it, so you can do it.
Okay, in comparison, should I ask this question? Can you compare midwifery job in the UK to Ghana? Because you have both experience.
Yeah. I would say midwifery in Ghana is adventurous. That's what I tell my colleagues here. When I start talking about how we've practiced for 10 years, the way we manage our emergencies and stuff, they go like, whoa, Josephine, we can't compare ourselves to what the experience you've got. Yeah, because midwifery back home in Ghana is adventure. Here in the UK, when you have an emergency like postpartum hemorrhage, you have, preeclampsia, you have an emergency. There is an emergency buzzer by the wall. You just pull it, beep, 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 and everybody will run and come and give you a hand. But in Ghana, there is nothing like emergency buzzer. In fact, you are the only person on duty. So whatever the woman is bleeding, it is you and your God, though. You have to manage it alone. You have to do it alone. Here, somebody will bleed 500 mils and it's a whole issue. Like everybody is on board. Give me this one is giving this. Charlie, I am managing 3 liter pph alone in my home country. I'm managing 6 women that are all pre-eclamptic. I'm making sure they are not fitting all alone. The whole world. It is me and my God. So midwifery in Ghana is adventurous. That doesn't mean midwifery here is easy. We have the hands to help, we have the equipment to help, but the medical legal issues back home, medical legal issues are back home as well, but it's really serious here in the UK. So whatever you are doing, you have to be very, very careful, because your opinion is very, very important. So you are very, and we go by the guidelines and protocols. Unlike back home, sometimes the guidelines are there, but some of the old midwives will teach you, Charlie, this one, if you do it by guidelines, the woman, you won't get there. So we have been in the work for long. We know that when you do it this way, you save the baby, you save the mother. So sometimes we chip in some things that we know can help. But here, you go according to the guidelines, you go according to the protocol. Because if you swerve and something happens, well, what's more?
I have two or three questions, then we will end our video nicely. So the next question is, do you get any sponsorship, like in terms of maybe the government gives you a place, rent a place for you, or annual money that they give to you, or is there any sort of, sponsorship anywhere from the government as an immigrant?
Okay, so in terms of sponsorship, as I said, when you are done with your exams and you get the certificate of sponsorship, that's the only passport to applying for your visa. Sponsorship here means that, personally, when I came, I got 3 months free accommodation for the first 3 months, and that was it. And then they refunded the money I used for my fees, the exams I wrote, the IELTS, the CBT, and they sponsored me to write my OSCE, the practical exam. That is the sponsorship. But after that 3 months, you pay your own accommodation, you pay your own tax, you pay your own water, you pay your own council, you pay your own everything. Okay. And at the end of the year, I was just telling my colleagues, even in Ghana, at the end of the year, we get groceries. Where I was working before I came, life cocoa, akoko ne red no honomo, full chicken. I had no Charlie, nothing to Charlie, nothing to like, at least more than £400 we can to your account. We say, yeah, that one, they'll send you message, thank you, and you get some cards, One thing, when I was comparing midwifery here to Ghana, Charlie, midwifery here, the people are very, very, thankful. The way the person, sorry for talking in my local dialect, I'm saying that when you care for somebody, when you are done, the way they will thank you, thank you for taking care of me. Some of them can even take a picture, a photo of the baby, print it out, put it in a card, buy flowers, send it to you nicely just to say thank you. Everything you do for them, the thank you never leaves their mouth. Thank you. Just so it boosts even though you are standing on your feet for 12 hours and your udon pemo, your bones are crying and stuff, the thank you keeps flowing. Unlike back home where they feel like, it's her job, she has to do it, so she's doing it. You take care of somebody, stand alone, manage BP 3 liters, the person will not even say thank you. When they finish, they will even come and insult you on top of it. But this place, they are very, very grateful, and that is the most nice. It's lovely. It's lovely taking care of these people because they are so grateful. They know how to show appreciation. All right. So in terms of the sponsorship, it's the 3 months. After that, you pay your everything, and then the NHS. So because we pay NI, national insurance, so healthcare is free, in quote, somehow free. Okay. And then if you have kids, education is free from 4 years till they go to college level. Okay. I think college, I'm not too sure, till they go to high school, it's free. All right, so your child gets to go to school free. You don't buy. The only thing you have to buy when your child is going to school is his or her school bag, his uniform, even feeding. They feed them from 4 years to year 1. From year 2, you have to pay for feeding fee. Books, you don't buy books. You don't buy pencil. If you want to buy pencil for your child at home, fine. You want to buy crayons for your child at home, reading storybooks for him at home, fine. But for the school, everything is provided for them, even as immigrants. Yeah.
Okay.